Hello, we've gone live. How are you doing? You actually, I jumped myself. I've got the little banner running on the bottom. So this is only for my patrons on Patreon. And there's a few of you now, which thank you to each and every single one of you. And I haven't done anything for the normal videos, which I want to do. So I figured I will get going. So let me bring you guys up to date. I'll bring everybody else up to date on the Friday night live show or as we go. So I sent back the Mac Mini and got a refund, something around $1,200, $1,300, something in that area. And I decided I wasn't going to buy another computer for right now and use the Randall Tower for the professional work and use the 2017 for the 2017 iMac for my Friday night get-togethers, which most of you know that happens. Maybe some of you don't, but I think most of you know. So after I sent the Mac Mini back, I missed it. And I was like, okay, I want it back again. So I decided to buy the computer back again. And my intentions used to be to go for the 16 gigabyte and add my own hard drive. But as I thought about it, the chances are really high, very high, that I'm probably going to want to buy the iMac that comes out, or maybe even the MacBook Pro, whatever they do with that, when they come out with the M1X chip, which will be the chip after the M1, which is in the Mac Mini. So I decided to go ahead and purchase the Mac Mini again, but this time the lowest one I could get, no frills, no extras. So did I get the 16 gigabytes? No. Did I get the more megabytes on the hard drive? No. I got the base one, the $699 model. So my thinking on that is I missed it and I wanted it back. I'm probably going to want one of their higher end computers when that comes out, probably in the middle of this year, maybe in June or July of 2021. So why should I give them extra money now? So rather than buy an Inferno, which is one of those recording machines from Atomos, the Atomos Ninja 5, the Inferno, which can take multiple cameras, or fiddle around with everything, how about if I just dedicate that one little computer to my broadcasting? So it records to the hard drive internally. It seems to be as smooth as I would like it to be on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's say the Windows computer, other than the crashing that I've experienced with it, the Windows computer would be like a 9.3 to 9.5. It almost has no stutter. It doesn't have any problems. You could find a stutter if you sit there and you watch carefully, searching out, but they're basically not there. So this is now being recorded in 4K and being sent up to YouTube, and that is what's happening right now. So the computer has got five cameras running to it, but at this point it doesn't matter anymore because I have all the cameras turned off. I also have automation running where I have each camera changing between 37 seconds for the bigger frames, which would be the A7S Mark III and the Z6. Right now, and this is subject to change, okay, I have, like this camera now is the Z6. I don't touch it. It automatically rotates. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, let me see, let me put my glasses on. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras in the rotation folder. I'll show you, okay, because I know, Tom, you're in here. So I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so I'm going to go to the live demo mode. So now you could see the whole shebang. You could see my whole desktop. You could see everything that I'm doing in here. Okay, so I have a folder here called rotating cameras. I should call it rolling cameras, but rotating cameras, okay? So this is copies of, you know, the ones that are not rotating, okay? So what it is I have the S3, the A7S3, I have the A7, I'm sorry, the A7C. So what that is giving me is it's giving me a full frame and it's giving me a close-up. So it would be like kind of like the beauty shot, okay? Then it goes back to full frame again, if you look at what I got in the folder, which goes to the Nikon Z6. Then I have the A7C, okay, which is a close-up again. So it's full frame, not cropped, and then the one that's close-up. And then I threw in the ZV-1, okay? Then I made another folder right down underneath it, where my mouse is here, and it's rotating cameras with no tags. So if I invoke the rotating cameras with no tags and start that one up, okay, it's the same exact thing. I just duplicated the folder. And this time I took out all the tags, which I usually have a tag up here, because that brings me to my next topic with you, which I'll make for tomorrow. But I started a new channel, but it's not for most of you. It's something for me. I'll explain it tomorrow. It almost sounds like an apology, but it's not, okay? It's something that I want to do personally in my life, all right? So if we go through these, I have the A7S3, and then I have the A7S3 cropped. It becomes another camera. So it's kind of like a close-up, all from the left side of the monitor. Then it switches and moves to the cameras that are on the right side of the monitor, which is the A7C, which is where it just switched to now. So we have close-up left and close-up right. And then after that one, it goes and becomes the Nikon Z6, which would be a much bigger square. So I have it divided into the left side of my monitor and the right side of my monitor. I have the full frame and a crop on the left side, so that's two cameras. Then I have a full frame and a crop on the right side, and that's two cameras also. But the difference is, the one on the left, I'm using the same camera, and that camera would be the A7 III. So I made a copy of it, and on the copy, I cropped it. So it serves like two cameras. Now, the cameras that I have on the right is the same thing, but I didn't crop the Nikon Z6. I'm using the A7C while I have it. Now, when I send that back to B&H, I'll either put the Olympus up there, or I'll see where I can use it, because I can make two cameras out of every single camera. So now we're on the copy of the A7C. So this is my close-up. Hello, how are you? My close-up shot. All right, now we're on the ZV-1. So the close-up shots, I have them in shorter duration. It's like, maybe it's my age, maybe it's my ego. I just feel like in my face makes me a little bit uncomfortable, okay? So now, if you're seeing here in the bottom area, the copy of the A7 III, so it's actually gonna go through the routine again. So I'll step it through the cameras. So this is the A7 III, the A7 III close-up. This is the A7C on the other side. There's a big 40-inch monitor in the middle. And then for the full frame, we go to the Nikon Z6. So I'm actually not cheating, but I'm using two cameras on this side. And then I go to a close-up again. And then I go to the ZV-1. And each one has got their own timing, which I'm adjusting as time goes on. So if you've been following really close, you'd say, why do you have some in a folder called no tags? And why do you have some in a folder called rotating cameras, but they do have tags? And that is because I did start a new channel, okay? It's a Christian channel. And it's those people that ever do watch it, if anybody watches that new channel, they're not going to know what A7C and A7S3 and all that up there. Now the camera people, they're keen to know what camera are you actually using. So that's why I've duplicated them, okay? And if I go all the way to the top, it takes me back to my original cameras where it's got the red on the top. There's no rotation here. I'm picking. It's pick 'em and choose 'em. So if I want to go to the A7C, I click it and it goes there. If I want to go to the Nikon 6, I click it and it goes there. There's no timer involved, nothing. So that would be, if you watch my mouse, I'm kind of rotating it there, that would be the first section. All right, and these are the command. Command 1 is this camera, command 2 is this camera, command 3 is this camera, so on and so forth. Okay, so I've memorized these, and you got to be careful not to switch the order, because it will always be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't change, you know, because you moved the camera. Whatever's in first place here, whatever camera you got there, is going to be command 1. Okay, so organization is important. All right, so I'm going to go back to full frame again. If you got any questions on this, ask me. You guys are friends of mine, okay? So I'm going to take this and turn off the back room so you can't see what I'm doing. So I've got 3 different folders with different sets of cameras in each one. One of them is stationary, no revolving. It's fire, and that's what you get. It stays. Then the second one is the same thing, but I have the rotation turned on. And the way I did that, just so you know, is you put a countdown timer, you tell it to go to the next thing, and you make the countdown timer invisible. It's not a hard thing to figure out, okay? And then I made a copy of that folder, and I just took off all the tags. And that's where I started adding a couple of the close-up by taking, you could take the same camera and make 2 or 3 angles from it. The camera's not going to move, but it can step in as to how much you're zoomed. And because I'm running 4K, there's room in the in, okay? There's room so that I can crop in and not degrade the quality, okay? So if I go to this one, okay, so this one is a close-up of the A7 III. Now, you can examine it. It's on a timer, so it's going to switch. I got this, all the close-up shots at 13 seconds because I don't want it in my face for that long. It's kind of like an ego or a personal thing, okay? So this is what it looks like in the cropped mode of the same camera. Now, if I took it out of the crop mode, that would go to there. Same camera, no crop. Same camera with a crop, okay? So I know this is a little bit longer than usual. I wanted to explain this. I'll explain this on the Friday night, and boy, they're going to be confused out of their tree, okay? But I'll show the people, and if that's what they want to see, fine. I'm going to play it by ear. I might not. I might not go into that at all. It might be much more interesting for it to be like, well, why did you buy another computer? The same thing. Why didn't you get the higher end? Okay, it's because later this year I'm probably going to buy like the iMac. So why should I give them $200 now? It's basically an expensive recorder. Actually, it's a cheaper recorder. If I buy the Inferno or the Ninja 5, it's more money than this computer. So with the ability to record, it's got a 256 gigabyte hard drive in there. So with the ability to record, I get a whole free computer. Surprise! So that brings you up to date. I love you guys. Thank you for being my patrons. I did get the checks from Patreon for January, and they charge once a month. So the next check that I will get from Patreon or whatever their name is, will be in February. So that becomes kind of like a little source of income. I can't get people to join the Patreon though. It's like I keep saying, please join, please join, please join. And so far, only about 6 or 7 people have joined. So it should be quite a bit because it's like for $3 a month, 3 times 10, that's my lowest one now. I changed it from $1 to $3 because they take under a certain percentage. What do they take? If you guys have Patreon, I think it's like 5% or something like that. So I moved it right above $3, like $3.13 or something to cut that off so that I get the bigger percentage. So 3 times 12 is $36 for the year. And what they get is all of them get the same thing. I didn't do the tiers. I'll kiss you on your left cheek if you're at this amount, and if you give $10, I'll kiss you on the right cheek. And then if you give $15, I'll kiss you on both cheeks. And if you give $25, I kiss you on both cheeks and give you a hug. Okay, so I know that's how Patreon works. Okay, so it's not something like, oh, didn't you know, Peter? I just want them or people to be a part of Patreon so that they can get these free videos. This is where I can be myself and tell everything that's on my heart, and it's not public. Okay, and then the chips will fall where they may from there. Okay, love you guys. Thank you for watching. There'll be more Patreons now that I got the new computer set up, because I didn't have it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks almost. And, you know, carrying the other computer back and forth to this desk is a little bit too much. All right? Later, Gator. Bye.